Barry the Bat learns to listen. And now, attention! A riddle. I hang upside down by day. At night I fly away. Though I seem to get around with ease, I actually can't see leaves and trees. Instead, I make special sounds in flight that bounce back to help me through the night. What am I using to see my way? Maybe super-powered night vision eyes. Or echoes bouncing off objects, echolocation. Or a special glowing nose. You will find out the correct answer at the end of the story. High up in an old oak tree, in a cozy little hollow, lived Barry the Bat. Barry was known throughout the forest for having the best ears of any creature. After all, bats have excellent hearing. But while Barry was great at hearing sounds, he wasn't very good at listening to what others had to say. I know. Barry would often interrupt whenever his friends tried to tell him something. My ears are the best in the forest. I can hear a leaf fall from a mile away. One sunny afternoon, while Barry was trying to sleep, as bats do during the day, he heard his friend Oliver Owl calling from outside his hollow. Barry, you need to find a new place to sleep tonight, Oliver hooted urgently. Oh, Oliver, Barry yawned, fluttering his wings dismissively. I can hear the woodpecker family 3 trees away, the squirrels gathering nuts across the stream, and even the ants marching below. I think I know what's best for my sleep. Oliver tried again, but Barry, you don't understand. No need to explain, Barry interrupted. My hollow is perfect. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need my beauty rest. And with that, Barry went back to sleep, completely ignoring Oliver's warning. Later that evening, as Barry woke up and prepared for his nightly adventures, he felt something wet drop on his head. Plop. Then another drop. Plop. And another. Plop. Humph, that's strange, Barry mumbled, looking up at the ceiling of his hollow. Water was seeping through a crack in the wood. Outside, he could hear the pitter-patter of rain getting stronger and stronger. Suddenly, he remembered Oliver trying to warn him earlier. The wise owl had probably noticed the crack in the tree and knew it would leak when it rained. But Barry had been too busy bragging about his hearing to actually listen to his friend's warning. Now, his cozy hollow was getting wetter by the minute. Barry had no choice but to fly out into the rain to find shelter. As he soared through the forest, the rain made it hard for him to use his echolocation properly. He couldn't tell where he was going, and everything looked different in the storm. Feeling cold and wet, Barry spotted a cave and flew inside, but as soon as he entered, he heard a deep, growling sound. "Who dares enter my cave?" boomed a voice that Barry recognized as belonging to Boris the Bear. Barry quickly apologized. "I'm so sorry, Boris. I didn't know this was your cave. My hollow is leaking, and I need a place to stay dry." Boris's voice softened. Barry the Bat, Oliver Owl told me you might need help tonight. He warned everyone that your hollow had a crack and might leak in the rain." Barry's ears drooped in shame. Oliver tried to tell me about it, but I wouldn't listen. I was too busy showing off about how well I could hear things. Boris chuckled kindly. Well, there's a difference between hearing and listening, little friend. Hearing is just catching sounds with your ears, but listening means paying attention to what others are trying to tell you. I understand now, Barry said thoughtfully. Having good ears isn't enough if you don't use them to listen to your friends. That's right, Boris nodded. Now, would you like to hear about the nice, dry corner of my cave where you can stay until the storm passes? This time, Barry perched quietly and listened carefully as Boris explained where he could sleep. He didn't interrupt once, and he learned that Boris had quite a cozy cave with plenty of room for guests. The next morning, when the rain had stopped, Barry visited Oliver Owl to apologize. "I'm sorry I didn't listen to your warning," Barry said sincerely. "You were trying to help me, but I was too busy showing off to pay attention." Oliver smiled. "That's all right, Barry. We all make mistakes. What matters is that you learned from it." From that day on, Barry became known for something even better than his excellent hearing. He became known as the best listener in the forest. He still had the sharpest ears, but now he used them to truly listen to his friends, not just to hear sounds. When the younger bats in the forest would ask him about his superb hearing, Barry would tell them, "Having good ears is a wonderful gift, but being a good listener is an even better one. Sometimes the most important things we need to hear aren't the quietest sounds, but the words our friends are trying to tell us." And every time it rained, Barry would remember his important lesson. He even grew to enjoy the sound of raindrops, as they reminded him of the night he learned that hearing and listening are two very different things. As for his hollow in the old oak tree, well, with the help of his forest friends, who he now listened to very carefully, Barry patched up the crack and made his home even cozier than before. And whenever anyone needed someone to talk to, they knew they could count on Barry the Bat to lend not just his excellent ears, but his full attention too. The end. And now the correct answer to the riddle. The correct answer is echoes bouncing off objects, echolocation. Imagine you're playing in a dark room with a special kind of ball. Every time you bounce this ball, it makes a beep sound when it hits something and comes back to you. If the ball comes back really quickly, beep, you know something is very close. If it takes longer, but something is far away, but this is exactly how bats see when they fly. The bat makes a squeaky sound, like throwing our imaginary ball. The sound hits things in the air, like bugs, trees, or walls. The sound bounces back to the bat's ears, like catching our ball. The bat's brain is super good at understanding these bouncing sounds. Quick echo equals something close by. Slow echo equals something far away. Lots of echoes equals lots of things to avoid. It's like having a sound flashlight. The bat can tell where bugs are for dinner, which way to fly without bumping into things, how big spaces are, even what different objects are made of. The best part? Bats do this hundreds of times every second while they're flying. That's faster than you can blink your eyes. Hope you enjoyed it.